Hello, my name is Randy Rolfe, and I'm an independent consultant with the Nikken Corporation. And this is a program put together, a 30-minute introduction to Nikken. You've probably been introduced a bit already, but this is a little more in-depth about all aspects of Nikken to give you kind of an overview of what we believe Nikken can offer to really change your life. And I discovered Nikken, it was 20 years ago now, and I just turned 70, and the products are truly amazing. And also the business opportunity offers you an amazing chance to have a more balanced life. So I'm going to share some slides here with you and make sure I cover everything quickly. So can you all see that now? Good. Okay, so we believe Nikken is a better way of life. It's a better way to live a life in balance, and it's a combination in its philosophy of people, planet, and profit. And as I said, it's not a corporate presentation, but it's a presentation put together by us Nikken distributors. And Nikken distributes products only through network, and because we know that word of mouth and personal recommendation is the best way to educate and share wonderful things with people. So this graph is about the compounding effect of small decisions we make every day, and consistently over time they make a radical difference in everything about our lives. And this is at the core of Nikken's approach to building that life of balance. These accumulated small decisions influence your income, health, relationships, happiness, and success. And first we're going to look at the Nikken business opportunity, collaborative wellness, entrepreneurship. And then we'll look at the basis of our success, which is the amazing effect of the products. Nikken started out with a fantastic philosophy in the founder, and back in 1975 in Japan, the 5 pillars of success. And the idea is that true happiness and balance needs health in all 5 areas: healthy mind, healthy body, healthy family, healthy society, and healthy finances. And everything Nikken does is dedicated to believing that everyone is entitled to have that, to move towards that. And success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal, and that ideal of a life of abundance and balance. So why don't we all have that? Well, one of the biggest problems is that our modern life creates constant chronic stress. In prehistoric times, okay, we had to run up a tree to avoid a saber-toothed tiger, but now we have stress all the time: financial stress, health stress, time pressures, responsibilities to family without a whole lot of assistance from anywhere else. And so finances is number one, because in the modern society, we need money to do everything. And there are basically 4 ways of getting the money that we need to live the life we want. Most people are employees, and so you have a job, and your money is limited by the value you are to your employer. You have no leverage, and you're only earning when you're actually on the job. Many people want self-employment so that they have more control over their business, but still you have no leverage. If you're not there, no money comes in. 95% of the population are doing these, employee or self-employed, but they only control 5% of the wealth. So it's not the greatest way to find the money to get financial freedom to give you the balance and the life you want. So moving from the left side of the screen to the right side of the screen is a huge step in taking away the ceiling on your income by giving you leverage. And the picture of McDonald's, that's the most famous systematic business owner. When you own your own system, your own franchise with McDonald's, you can leverage the work of others and build an income. Only you need $1 million or so to get started, and even then you may need 2 or 3 franchises to actually get wealthy. But the beauty of that is there's a system. You buy into a system and you can build your income there. The quickest way to make a whole lot of money is to be an investor, but again, it takes a whole lot of money usually to start as an investor, and then you're leveraging your money. Actually, you invest in other people's work, efforts, and business. And we have the picture of Warren Buffett as the quintessential investor in modern times. But these 4 cash flow quadrants were developed by Robert Kiyosaki to explain that 95% of the wealth is controlled by that 5% of the population that build networks and leverage rather than sell their time for money. So there's an emerging trend, which is all over the business literature, called the gig economy, where people are finding out, because of the internet mainly, they have control of where their income is coming from if they have a sideline or an independent business that doesn't rely on them selling their time for money. Millennials are joining the workforce and looking for a gig economy where they have temporary engagements. Many of them are developing online businesses like Fiverr and others, where they can control their time, increased mobility, and very cost efficient. They don't have to have a building or an office or commute anywhere, and they can develop more of a life in balance. And we can see the kind of growth this is happening. So many people are doing Uber as an extra income. While GM increased by $1 billion in 5 years, Uber increased by a factor of over 1,000. From 60 million to 68 billion. And to show how the impact of the internet, Amazon grew by a factor of 5, where Walmart actually went down a little bit in those same 5 years. So where does Nikken fit in? Nikken has an amazing advantage in being the ideal gig for modern people looking for more freedom and balance in their life. And this diagram shows that it's easy to integrate into your life. Don't need to quit your job while you're building your Nikken income. Low cost of entry, just $99 to enter, and turnkey system. You just get your products and share them. We have amazing leaders and a leadership development plan. So it really makes a perfect gig, where Nikken gives you the support you need to have your own business, but you're not alone. So what do we do as Nikken entrepreneurs? We are leveraging the efforts of others, and Nikken pays us for everyone we bring to them, either as a customer or as a partner, to build their own distribution ship with Nikken. So this is a pretty diagram of how we build our Nikken business. You join Nikken, share it and promote it, invite people to learn more, to come to a webinar like this. And Nikken does all the heavy lifting, the research, the inventory, the warehousing, the accounting, and then they pay us our commissions for building their distribution network and their endless compensation and incentives. So it's built on the idea of every home should be a wellness home, because Nikken products create the right environment for the body to get and stay healthy. And Nikken started out with energy, based on energy medicine in the Asian philosophy, and then developed nutrition, light, sleep, and air. And it's actually like a cash flow engine. When someone gets to appreciate Nikken products, you start with whatever's comfortable to start building your wellness home. You can get our consumable products for monthly support, and then people upgrade when they discover the values of our sleep system and our water system and everyday products. They upgrade, add it for their family and their relatives, and then eventually they may upgrade further, because Nikken is always researching the most natural, high-tech ways to create health in the modern environment. So it's really a purpose-driven model to create wellness homes. And this wonderful little core circle of influence diagram has the 5 key people that you know that are building their wellness home with your coaching. And then below are the 3 influencers that you have attracted to help you reach more people that you don't even know. And this is a diagram of the ABC and how we teach 3 to reach 3, so that we help others build this Nikken business. So there's endless support as we move up in these different levels that Nikken calls like alchemist, silver, gold, and platinum. And you develop yourself and your team with this kind of support. This is a diagram of apples, the apple seed. Nobody knows how many apples are going to come from one seed, and you can be that seed. If you start building your wellness home and share it with others, you can have thousands and thousands of people that you have influenced to be healthier. So this is a diagram of how the business builds and how it affects people, planet, and profit. And you see at the far left is Nikken, the support of the corporation, and then the diagram of you, your business unit, with your 5 key customers and your 3 influencers. And when they get 3, then there you have 9 people there, and each of them have their 5 customers. So that's the 45 that are building a healthy planet. And then at the far upper side is the kind of money that that group will generate. So once your 9 people each have 3 people, then there's 135 customers that are being influenced. And you, as the one who started this process, are probably at the gold level, where you make over $1,000 a month, and so on, all the way up to our royal diamond rank, where you can make tens of thousands per month. So it's amazing. That is the whole business plan, the way the corporation rewards us, right in that picture. And these are many of the ways we get paid: retail profits, cash bonuses, lifestyle bonuses, rebates, overrides, and special trips, and so on. It's quite an amazing, generous program. So now we're going to switch to why the wellness home is so desirable and so important, and has changed so many lives, millions of lives already. And again, the compounding effect of those little choices. What do we eat? Do we get enough sleep? Are we drinking enough water? Are we trying to minimize toxins in our air and our water and our household products? It all adds up. And over a lifetime, 30, 40, 50 years, it starts to show up either in vibrant health at 70 or 80 or 90, or lots and lots of chronic disease and degeneration. So it's a key thing. So let's see, Hattie Jane, would you like to step in? And Hattie Jane Darcourt is, let's see, well, you're unmuted there. I'd love to have you share about the products.
Well, thank you, Randy. Let me get my little iPhone here, aimed in the right direction. Good morning, and thank you. About the product line is what first, no, actually the business attracted me first. Because you see, stress was universal and was affecting me in all different ways of health, And there didn't seem to be any predominant answer to it, because I tried doing the other things. And when I was introduced to Nikken, I found a dramatic difference in my reactions to my stressors. So I was off and running.
Sorry.
That's great. That's coming because the kids are really and truly, for families, they know the kids are, they know what they've lived through, and they know what the kids are heading into, and they see the increase in change in how they're using their lives, how they're using their bodies, what they're being influenced to, and their future. And they know as families, they are a major contributor to that experience, to growing up. So returning to the previous slide, Randy, you see that we mentioned stress, sleep, air, not only outdoor, but also indoor, and water. And Nikken, over the years, first found a way of helping the body return to the essential aspect of our health, dealing with the earth and its natural forces that affect our bodies. And then it recognized that in sleep is when our bodies restore and repair, and worked again to facilitate that return of earth energies, as we like to call it, because the earth is the major contributor, dealing with our field of magnetic fields. And air, well, we know when we're out by the ocean or in the, we just feel good. And it is good, and it's refreshing, and its body feels better. And indoors, it's like, well, then we got into chemical land over the years, and we love the way the products work and stand up and look, and aren't they pretty, and isn't it fancy? But then we started to recognize people having more troubles with breathing. So I realized that, and testing, the folks that do the workplace tested and said, well, you know, they're in there working all those hours and they're not breathing good. You've got to clean up that air, what they're working with. And then the people in the home started to recognize, oh, if I'm in this environment and I'm all trapped in my own house, but I'm not breathing well, maybe there's something I need to do about it. And the Nikken filled a hole. And prior to that, water came into the line, because the body is 98% water. But it's not water. It's the body's utilization of the water molecule within its own system, such as it does in the lymph drainage, such as it does in the flow of the blood, so it does in the exchange of electrical impulses, such as it does in how the heart functions, and actually contributes to moving that fluid throughout our bodies. So all these factors were put together and made opportunities to enhance what, as they could, the gentlest, most effective way, and you live in it and you use it, so you don't have to think about it, which for many of us has become a definite problem, because our bodies have been so, as an adult, well, and really and truly as a child, it was constantly influenced by these, and I would have difficulties with breathing, difficulties with sleeping, difficulties with moving, difficulties with remembering what my parents told me to do. So all those things. And so by living in the environment of what the wellness home creates, boy, isn't it nice to be in kindergarten when I'm 70 years old? Oh, I'm sorry, Rotten, 76. So I sound like an old hen clucking over something that makes me feel so much younger. But I see if I had felt those things growing up, my pattern of interchange, my pattern of life choices would have been perhaps, never tell, but perhaps a bit healthier for me and my world. So therefore, I'm on a mission to share this business opportunity with folks, whether they use the products and that's all they want to do, or they want to share with other folks, so we spread it even further. And I see as it spreads and comes to be understandable and acceptable because we understand it better and we see the results better, it affects our society and all the way through our governments as well as our environmental health. Now, it's a big piece to think that little something that you sleep on or you put in your shoes is going to affect, but it is that dramatic. As you can see by this slide, it has a very pretty modern picture of a lovely home. And there's the unit that helps the air sitting in right smack middle, and over to the far right, the water unit. Down in the middle is the nutritionals that are based on whole food, not chemicals. And Nikken is fabulous in that what they say is in there. Every single capsule, not just in the whole box, not just supposedly in the whole recipe, but every single capsule, just like the prescription medications, delivers what it says. And there's a light there that for someone who gets kind of dull in the winter, recognizes that, again, my body has the access to health that perhaps I hadn't been able to access consistently from where I was living. And then the far thing is the sleep system, in which we cuddle into our beds at night, or maybe if we're a turnaround person and we work all night and we sleep all day, and I have been there. But my body has been able to actually rest and restore. And that has made a huge difference. And the requirement for my physicians is much less. I'm very boring to them because the nutritional elements have added that little bit of gas and oil like you do to a mechanical object. When we're not mechanical, we're live, dynamic. And so if we have the proper nutrition that perhaps over a period of time wasn't available to us or we just didn't choose to do, we can start to patch, repair, and rebuild in a healthier manner. And the water is crucial to everything floating through and everything being absorbed. And you all have read about what's happening in the water systems throughout the countries and the environment. And it's just, but it's portable. You take it with you if you move or if you're going somewhere, or it's just phenomenal. It tastes so good. I've become a water snob. Then the rest and relaxation, which was the beginning of our core, which shows those little footsteps there. And those are actually things that I slide into my shoes consistently. And that helps me maintain that absence of what has been necessary in my body potentially led to problems. Lord mercy, we don't know. There's a lot we still don't know. But I know that when I wear them, my balance is so much better, my ability to step is so much better, and I feel better. And the sleep system is throughout. When I take a nap, I can sit on the sleep. That black thing is a seat cushion. So if I'm sitting somewhere or sitting consistently, I can sit on that. And when I stand up, my hips don't bind up as bad. And the little rollers down, the little massage-looking things, were actually the second thing that came out of Japan. And in Japan, they were our medical unit. Here, we recognize them as a massage tool. And it's a way of applying the feels of the earth to the body on the go, and breaking some really serious problems sometimes. And again, this is what, again and again and again, people are so dynamically astounded by. And I continue to be. And I love them. Because we don't have this understanding of our bodies. And it doesn't, as a RN and long-time care provider, we don't have this in our toolbox to help each other and help ourselves. And it's something that that an individual without consistent medical education can utilize even better, because that education doesn't get in the way, because it works.
Well, thanks, Randy. I really appreciate you sharing. I was hoping you would tell your story too, as your nurse history, and so many of us that started years ago in Nikken. We know over time the amazing effects, and we're very eager to educate the younger generation. We're not all over 50 kind of doing this business. We have many, many young people, and we're looking for more because the key is prevention, keeping the body working well. And let's see, did I lose Nancy? Where did she go? Nancy Lindbloom. Lindbloom,
I'm right here.
unmute yourself. There you are.
I did.
From Florida.
I'm in Florida, yeah.
I'm going to ask you what caught your attention about Nikken, and tell us what the products and the business and the philosophy have done for you.
Well, I started 15 years ago when Ann Brienza introduced me with a rollout, and I at 50 thought nothing's wrong with me. And I liked the rollout. I bought the insoles, and that's where I started. I found I had more energy walking 18 holes of golf. So I said, let's try the sleep system. And my husband, who had a compressed back, three of his three vertebrae, I'm trying to say, were shattered at that time. It had been for 12 years. And he had some issues. So I brought the pad home, and he was all upset. You're going to put that on the bed? Well, I had energy. Within 3 days, I had so much energy. I had always run to the airport to get to my job and all that. And he wasn't dragging me out of bed. He said, there's something to this. So I kind of told him, I'm going to buy this. And if you don't like it, I'll give it back to Ann. Well, we traveled with the demo. We lived in the Caribbean, so we traveled with the demo. And what we don't know is he was able to sleep better. I had better sleep. But what we don't know as Nikken consultants, what if we didn't have that product? So would my husband have suffered more? And he's 83 now, and yes, his back has gotten worse. But we don't know what would have happened if we didn't have that product. So then I went to my doctor. I started on the Pymag water, and I had been on 2 prescription drugs, and I went off them. And he said to me, you need to stay on these, you're 50. I said, I don't need them. I don't have acid reflux. I don't have all these issues anymore. So I changed doctors and continued with the water. And the CM cream I've used, and I did get into it more for the business aspect. But I just love having a wellness home. I love traveling with a wellness home. And now we're permanently in Florida, and I like just being here. And even though I'm in Florida, the air isn't that great. The water is horrible. So I'm restarting my business here. And I'm looking forward to sharing. And I love this new format. And I'm going forward with that. I can't hear you for some reason.
I was muted.
Okay.
Thank you. I always don't want it flashing back and forth to me, so I always mute myself. So thank you so much, Nancy. That's a great story about you and your husband, and the way it really supports energy and sleep. And I know people just do not know what they've prevented by using Nikken, and how things don't progress as fast. We don't age as fast. We don't get as many degenerative conditions. We don't need to run to the doctor as often because we're supporting the body's ability to heal itself. So let's see, we have maybe 1 more minute. Is there anyone else who would like to share their story briefly in 1 minute? Any hands going up here? No. Okay. Well, I'll just want to say that I've been studying nutrition and health for over 40 years and teaching it. And I was so excited to discover this company that had actually figured out how to bring Earth's natural energy, as Hattie Jane said so well, back into our lives, even though we live in houses surrounded by electric and concrete and steel, and now Wi-Fi, which didn't even exist when I started Nikken. So we need to protect ourselves from the toxins and the stress of modern world. And Nikken gives us an amazing opportunity to also balance for the financial stresses. So that's really key. And let me just go back to a couple of quick slides here to round it off. So let's begin your success story, active wellness and living a life in balance. There's no other company. I used to be a corporate lawyer, and I know there's no other company that offers this kind of philosophy and support and freedom. That's really the main thing. Health freedom, financial freedom, freedom of time, freedom to be with your family, to live a balanced life. So we encourage you to start your wellness home with the insoles, the water, the sleep system, the nutritionals, whatever strikes your fancy. Become a customer. Join us as a part-time entrepreneur if you want the whole benefit of the financial pillar, and you can even develop a full-time career. So thank you for joining us to hear Nikken's approach to a whole new, better way to a life in balance. And this program we have every Thursday morning. There's also one tonight. And there are other calls that give you even more depth in different aspects of Nikken. So get with the person who invited you to this webinar, and they will give you the whole schedule and introduce you to some of our wonderful leaders. So thank you all for joining us, and I'm going to stop the recording now. Thank you so much, Nancy Lindbloom. I appreciate it, and Hattie Jane Daracourt and all our other great people.